Hey guys, before we dive into today's video, do be careful of some of the comments that you'll see down in the comment section that are left by spam accounts, by bots that are often even impersonating myself. If anybody asks you to contact a manager or reach out to a number or DM a WhatsApp account, that is a scam. Do be careful. Take a moment to report that because that really does help out. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If it is your first time here, my name is Brandon. As always, we do have our Investing Academy, which is that first link in the description below. But today we're here to talk about a stock that is currently going on sale. We got a discount that is presenting ourselves. And I mean, really, the markets, I'm filming this on Friday, so they did sell off again today. So do we have a broader market discount coming our way? That's possibly the case. But in particular, this is a stock that I've been watching for a while, and I haven't seen it being too attractive, but it's one that I've been waiting for. I knew it would come. And today we're going to be talking about the stock Procter Gamble. The ticker that we'd be looking at here is the ticker PG. And this one does, of course, trade on the New York Stock Exchange. Today it's trading at about $128 per share USD. And as we can see, over the past couple of months, it's slid about 10%. And this is a stock that, in my opinion, does tend to trade in a very predictable pattern. I mean, first of all, we'd like to say, just taking a look at this, we have a nice upward trending graph from left to right, which is what we like to see over time. It's a slow kind of run up, but you do have these resets from time to time. And it was only a matter of time before we saw what we're seeing now. And again, this could just be the start of something bigger, but with the shares down 10%, it is one that I would like to talk about. We'll keep this video short and sweet for you guys. By the way, if you do enjoy, give this one a thumbs up. That really does help. But we'll start by taking a look at their earnings that they reported last week. This is their 2021 fiscal year earnings, second quarter, and they did post some strong growth. You see here I've highlighted 8% growth in organic sales. This is actually an above average period for a company like Procter Gamble. They're not necessarily growing their organic sales like crazy, typically 15% plus in core earnings per share, EPS. They managed to double their adjusted free cash flow productivity over 113% over that same period. So a strong quarter. Now, not only did they post a previous good quarter, looking forward, they did actually increase their sales guidance as well as their their organic sales guidance, I should say, as well as their total all-in sales guidance. So despite what we're going through in our world, not too bad. However, if you do look at the stock again, it has been selling off, which is kind of the opposite of what you'd expect. That said, this stock has seen a pretty nice run over the past number of months. And again, I think these resets are actually quite common. It's quite expected based on the historical performance of the company Procter Gamble. But what do I like about the company Procter Gamble? Well, there's a million things that I do like. I've said it multiple times on the channel that this is one of my go-to stocks. It's a smaller position in my portfolio because it's a little on the conservative side. That said, I do own it. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the brand power. We should all be familiar with Procter & Gamble, I'd assume, but if you're not familiar with Procter & Gamble, this is the company that makes all sorts of consumer goods. And I'll be showing you up on the screen here just some of the names that they boast in their portfolio. These are some of the products that have just edged themselves as everyday products. And I'm not even gonna go through the huge list of names, but I should have probably showed a good variety of names up there for you guys. And the thing about owning a portfolio of names like this is that when you go to value a stock, or when you're looking at a stock that you're researching, you have all this quantifiable data. You can look at the numbers, you can look at the metrics, but there are certain things about certain companies, these intangible areas of value that just can't be replicated. And in the case of Procter & Gamble, because they own or command such powerful names under their total umbrella as a company, you can't really value how powerful that is and how important that is in terms of a company's long-term sustainability. Very hard to match. If we look at, for example, the breakdown of their business, which is actually the second reason why I like them, it's not only do they own a bunch of our favorite brands, but they are a very diverse business in terms of their streams. They pulled in fiscal year 2020 $71 billion, of which 33% of that came from the fabric and home care segment. A quarter of that, 26%, from their baby, feminine, and family care segment, 20% or just shy, 19% in the beauty segment, healthcare is 13%, grooming. Very, very diverse, but at the same time, these are all essential areas of business. It doesn't matter what season it is. It doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter who's president or what the heck's going on. You still got to brush your teeth. You still got to wipe your butt. That's not going to change. On top of that, the international exposure that this company offers is, again, another hedge or another prevention of downside. Clearly, North America is their strongest market, with about half of their sales being derived here. But you have 22% over in Asia or Europe. You have 10% over in Asia Pacific, and then 9% over in Greater China. And the point to really emphasize here is that, maybe, for example, America or the US goes into somewhat of an economic slump and they're kind of underperforming as a nation. That doesn't mean that over in Asia or over in Europe, things aren't thriving. When you have products that are scattered all over the globe, well, that really does help it helps mitigate the downside, and you won't really get hit too hard when things do happen. It's just diversification at the end of the day. And because this is such a stable company, the third thing that I do love about them is that they are able to pay, in my opinion, one of the most reliable dividends on the stock market. Procter & Gamble is what we would consider a dividend king, meaning that they have not only paid but increased their dividend for at least over 50 years. In fact, in Procter & Gamble's case, they have a streak going of over 64 years, going on 65. Today, the yield is at 2.4%. They have been growing that dividend at a rate of about 3.44, which is, again, not the highest, but due to the fact that they did just post a pretty stellar quarter, they exceeded expectations, and they actually beat their earnings numbers, they may have a little bit of extra cash to bump that up if they choose to. And I actually think that that's a very likely case for their 65th consecutive increase. In terms of the safety that you'll get, I know it's a crazy time we're living through, but you may be wondering, well, how certain am I of getting these payments? This company has a payout ratio of 55% on forward earnings. So half of the company's earnings they're paying out in dividends. They have so much leeway to work with. And this is just a chart dating back to 1970, just to display it in somewhat of a visual form, how solid and how reliable this dividend is. At the end of the day, in summary, again, we'll do a quick video here today. You could argue that this is kind of a boring company, and I would say too, it's a decently boring company, and that's fine, especially when you have GME and you have AMC and all these stocks going bonkers right now. But if you are looking for an investment rather than a speculation, which is what you should be doing here on the channel, these are the types of things we like to see. We like to see stocks coming down, representing opportunities. The reality is that these fads, whether it be GameStop or whether it be whatever the case is, they come and go. But a company like Procter & Gamble will just keep trucking along for you. This company's been in business since 1837. So let that sink in for a little while. Actually, although this is a boring company, if you looked at their cumulative returns, so this would include reinvested dividends, over the past 5 years, they've actually beat the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 has had a pretty solid past 5 years, given the returns of some of the tech companies. So to think that this company's just super slow, super boring, in a sense, yes, but in a sense, no. One additional positive, if we do want to look at it, is Nelson Peltz. This is one of the most notable investors that you'll come across in the space. His portfolio sits at about a 25% weighting. About a quarter of his portfolio is invested into Procter & Gamble. Been in it for a few years. And yeah, that's really the gist of today's video. To me, this is one of these companies that you can just buy and hold. But again, there are better times to buy. And I believe that we are being presented with an opportunity like this. If it were up to me and I were to give a suggestion on how to purchase this stock, because you will get the questions, I know, saying, well, what if the stock drops further? It's down 10%. What if it drops further? What if it drops further? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If we like a stock, for example, at $128, which is where it's trading at today, we should love a stock at $115 and $110. Again, this is one of these companies that I believe you can hold for decades with pretty high level of confidence. Kind of just buy the dips when opportunities come up. And again, taking a look at that share price today, it looks like we're getting one of those chances in my honest opinion. Shares today traded $128 USD. Again, the dividend is sitting at 2.46%. But that's it for the video today, guys. If you enjoyed, please do take a moment to smash that thumbs up button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. What are your thoughts on the company Procter & Gamble? Do you own it? Is it on the watch list? Let me know your comments down below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, we post videos like this every single week, so be sure to subscribe and do hit the bell for notifications. That way you get notified when we make a post. You can be one of the first ones here. And as always, we do have our Investing Academy. If you're looking for courses and training for Canadians, tailored towards Canadians, talking about the Canadian market, etc., That's that first link down below. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.